Senate will come to order. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for Legislative Day 3, February 11th, 2026. Anderson. Here. Barlow. Present. Boner. Here. Brennan. Here. Case. Present. Cooper. Here. Crego. Here. Crum. Present. Dockstader. Here. Driscoll. Here. French. Here. Garou. Here. Hicks. Hutchings. Here. Ide. Here. Jones. Here. Kolb. Present. Landon. Here. Larson. Here. Love. Here. McEwen. Here. Nethercott. Here. Olson. Here. Pappas. Here. Pearson. Here. Rothfuss. Here. Salazar. Here. Schuler. Here. Scott. Here. Steinmetz. Here. President Beitman.
Here.
31 present.
Thank you, Chief Clerk. Our chaplain of the day is Reverend Christian Paul Basil from the St. Mark's Episcopal Church. He will lead us in the prayer today.
Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, you have given us the privilege of gathering in this place and the responsibility of seeking the common good. Grant us your wisdom today, that our actions here might serve and better the lives of those in our care. Forgive us when we are too quick to speak and too slow to listen, when pride narrows our vision. Teach us to hear one another with patience and respect, not to win arguments, but to foster understanding and to respond with the same dignity that we wish to receive. Make us attentive to those who have little voice in these halls and who often go overlooked. Guide the members of this chamber in their work. Give them the discipline of careful thought, courage to talk openly about what is difficult, and restraint when there is disagreement. In all that we do, may your will precede us, and may your spirit accompany us, so that those things we accomplish may be just, and that what we leave behind may be worthy of the trust placed in us. All this we ask in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Senator Cole, will you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Reading, correction, and approval of journal. Just 1 second.
Mr. President, the Journal Committee reports that the Journal of Tuesday, February 10th, 2026 has been read and recommends that it be approved. Senator Crum, Chairman.
Thank you. Absent objection, the journal has been approved. The report has been adopted, I'm sorry. New business. What do we got today? We have a doctor of the day. Yeah, we have a doctor of the day, Dr. Thomas. How do you say your last name? Radosevich. Dr. Radosevich from Casper, Wyoming. Let's give him a big, warm Senate welcome. What? All right. Today in Wyoming history, we missed yesterday. My apologies to the good Senator Cooper. In 1953, on February 10th, Senator Ed Cooper was born in Thermopolis, Wyoming, next to the other dinosaurs over there. Happy belated birthday, my friend. I am so sorry I missed your birthday yesterday. What do you have to say for yourself?
I think that's probably ancient history rather than just Mr. President. But with a little privilege of the floor, if I could.
You may.
I got some really special guests here today I'd like to introduce.
Okay.
They're down from Basin, Wyoming. This is the 7th and 9th graders from the Basin Mennonite Church up here. I'd like to have you all stand up, and their sponsors are here with them, I believe, and it's a really growing school up there. Basin Mennonite School is what they are. So welcome all to the.
All right. Okay, well, happy belated birthday, Senator. And welcome to the Senate. Thanks for coming all the way down from Basin. That is great. Hope you enjoy your time here at the Capitol. The quote for the day, don't just give up trying to do what you really want to do, Ella Fitzgerald. And all you've been waiting for is the dad joke of the day. What do you call a cow that's been knighted? Sirloin. I don't write them, I just read them. Okay, announcements. We have today with us very special guests. Our good friends from the north are here. Nathan Cooper, Alberta's senior representative to the United States, is here with us. It's a great honor that we are joined today by Nathan Cooper. He is most recently the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly of Alberta. Mr. Cooper works with the United States to strengthen regional trade and cultural ties with Canada. Please help me welcome Mr. Cooper to the Senate.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. It's a great pleasure to be here, senators, members in the gallery. It is a true honor to be able to address the body today. Alberta and Wyoming are great friends and have so many shared relationships and cultural ties. If we were only to look at the granddaddy of them all, the Cheyenne Frontier Days, and compare it to the greatest outdoor show on earth, the Calgary Stampede, we would be the first. We would be the first to acknowledge that your Frontier Days are by far superior to our Calgary Stampede. And I look forward to attending, hopefully later this summer, and coming back to Wyoming to continue to strengthen those bonds. But it is, in fact, through energy that strengthens our jurisdictions. And if we were to look at the trade between Wyoming and Alberta, it is true that we are amongst our strongest trading partners. And much of that is because of the great resources that we've been blessed with under our ground. And in fact, Alberta sends, of every barrel of oil that's imported into the United States of America, 60% of those barrels of oil come specifically from the province of Alberta. In fact, we send approximately $100 billion worth of energy to the United States, and American ingenuity, hard work, and entrepreneurship takes that $100 billion and turns it into $300 billion worth of value to the American economy. This is an incredible... This is truly an incredible partnership, and we hope to continue to strengthen our relationship with the state of Wyoming, with the United States of America, as we work to secure North American energy dominance. So thank you so much for having me today. Thank you so much for all of the work that each and every one of you do on behalf of the people of Wyoming. May God bless you, and may God bless Wyoming.
Thank you. Would you like to introduce the rest of your kingship?
Prior to reading the resolution today, the president has asked me to introduce my colleagues who are joining us today. Leanne Bell, she is the manager of U.S. Relations. She oversees all of our transboundary travel. If a member of the Assembly is traveling, it is because Leanne has made it possible. And Andrew Fisher is at the back of the room, who represents Alberta as the Director of U.S. Relations West. So I understand, I've come to learn that the West is best, and Andrew oversees our office based in Seattle, Washington. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Senator Case.
Well, Mr. President, I hope we can have that resolution read.
Okay, why don't we do that right now? Will the reading clerk please read in the resolution?
The 68th Legislature of the State of Wyoming honors Alberta, Canada. A resolution providing for recognition and commemoration of Alberta, thanking our northern friend for being Wyoming's closest friend and largest customer, and further celebrating the stalwart friendship between Canada and the United States. Be it resolved by the 68th Legislature of the State of Wyoming, whereas Alberta and Wyoming have an important, long-standing relationship, and whereas Alberta and Wyoming have highly integrated commercial relationship, in large part driven by their shared status as North American energy powerhouses, and whereas Wyoming exports nearly $200 million, mostly energy and machinery, to Alberta, and Alberta exports almost $300 million, mostly crude oil, fertilizers, and ammonia, as well as machinery and iron steel products to Wyoming, making Alberta Wyoming's largest trading partner within Canada, whereas trade between Alberta and Wyoming supports more than 2,000 jobs in the Cowboy State. And whereas Wyoming and Alberta are both global leaders in energy production, including oil, natural gas, and emerging energy technologies, and play a vital role in strengthening North American energy and security, affordability, and reliability. And whereas the Express Pipeline is a vital link transporting crude oil from Hardisty, Alberta, directly to Casper, Wyoming. And whereas Wyoming and Alberta are connected by deep cultural and personal ties, including a shared Western identity, rural traditions, outdoor recreation in the Rocky Mountains, and long-standing relationships among ranching, tribal, business, and community leaders. And whereas the Calgary Stampede and Cheyenne Frontier Days are the world's greatest Western sporting events, and whereas our mutual relationship is bright with great potential for cooperation in advanced petroleum technologies, electricity, agricultural, and tourism, and whereas Canada and the United States are essential partners with a long history of cooperation, mutual assistance, and defense coordination. And whereas Canada is the largest market for the United States goods in the world, with nearly 3.6 billion in goods and services crossing the border each day in 2025, reflecting our joint investment and development of our integrated economies and networks. And whereas the United States is the single greatest investor in Canada, and Canada was the largest source of foreign direct investment in the United States. In addition, Canada is the single largest foreign supplier of energy to the United States, with the majority of it from Alberta. And whereas Canada and the United States share a land border that is more than 5,500 miles long and is the longest international border in the world, and whereas we are partners in energy production, natural resource transport and processing, companies such as TransAlta Renewables, TC Energy, and Enbridge are major contributors to Wyoming's economic success, with such projects as the Express Pipeline, with the capability of exporting 310,000 barrels of crude oil from Hardisty, Alberta to Casper, Wyoming each day. And whereas our mutually beneficial nurtures the shared goal of long-term prosperity, loyalty, and commitment, Now therefore, be it resolved by the undersigned members of the 68th Legislature of the State of Wyoming that, on behalf of the State of Wyoming, we hereby express our unbounded friendship and unlimited admiration for our good friends, the Alberta people, and all of Canada. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be transmitted to Nathan Cooper, Alberta's senior representative to the United States and former Speaker of the Legislative Assembly of Alberta, so that he can share it with our Albertan friends and all the people of Canada. Signed this 11th day of February 2026, Senator Bo Beitman, President of the Wyoming Senate, Representative Chip Nyman, Speaker of the House of Representatives.
That's a long way of saying thank you, and we love you, brother. Keep up the good work. It's good to see you again. Thank you. Thank you. Safe travels home. One more round of applause for our friends. All right. Senate will stand at ease till the sound of the gavel. Senate will come back to order. Now, Senators, today I've also been slacking on another issue that's of vital importance. I missed Senator Cooper's birthday yesterday, but we got so busy, we hit the treadmill running on Monday. We forgot to introduce our distinguished helper, Marlo Ellis. You may recognize that face. She looks just like her mom, who used to sit right there where the good Senator Crum is sitting, and a dear friend of mine. Please welcome to the Senate our page? What's your official title? Student page? Our student page, Marlo Ellis. Okay, gotcha. Don't want to miss out on that opportunity, but she's only here till Friday, unfortunately. We maybe can get a petition going to keep her longer, so. Yes, Senator Nethercott. I was going to call you Majority Floor.
Privilege of the floor, thank you.
Yes.
Good senators, I know that we have recognized the good Senator Cooper's birthday a day late, but I think now that we have a full gallery to watch, I mean, I believe it is our obligation to join in singing happy birthday to Senator Cooper so everyone can experience our talent.
All right, only if you lead us, get us going, Senator Nethercott.
Let's turn the mic off.
Hit it. Happy birthday. All right, that was the Senate Choir's first performance of the session, and we've got some rust to knock off, for sure. Senator Driscoll.
You know, I thought it was kind of sneaky and straightforward for Senator Nethercott to stand up and do a birthday surprise when hers was on the 4th, and she quietly let it pass.
She's tricky.
She is
Pretty tricky.
slippery. Okay. Senator Dockstader,
Privilege of the floor, please.
it's yours.
Members of the Senate, I'd like to introduce you to Wyoming's rural electric cooperatives in the gallery above us. And as I read these, if you'd please stand, we have the elected directors, employees from Wyoming's rural electric cooperatives who keep the lights on across Wyoming. In the gallery, we have Bighorn REA, Basin, Wyoming. We have Bridger Valley Electric Association, Mountain View, Wyoming. Carbon Power and Light, Saratoga, Wyoming. Garland Light and Power, Powell, Wyoming. High Plains Power, Riverton, Wyoming. High West Energy, Pine Bluffs, Wyoming. Niobrara Electric Association, Lusk, Wyoming. Powder River Energy, Sundance, Wyoming. Wheatland REA, Wheatland, Wyoming. Wyoming Rural Elect Company, Lingle, Wyoming. Members First Generation and Transmission Cooperative, Sundance, Wyoming. Tri-State Generation and Transmission Cooperative, Westminster, Colorado. Basin Electric Cooperative, Bismarck, North Dakota. Deseret Generation and Transmission Cooperative, Salt Lake City, Utah. And declaring conflict, I'm saving the best for last. Lower Valley Energy, Afton and Jackson, Wyoming. Thank you.
Here, here. Give them all a big welcome. Welcome to the Senate, and thanks for all the power. It's nice to flip the switch and have the lights turn on. Senator Crum,
Mr. President, privilege of the floor.
floor is yours, sir.
I'd like to introduce some great friends from the Gem City. The high elevation is 7,220 feet. Folks from our only one great university, athletic director Tom Berman, head basketball coach Sundance Wicks. Welcome, guys.
All right, announcements. Today is at noon is the deadline for all bill drafts to be in final form at LSO. And lunch payments were due to either Kelly or Heather. Tomorrow names will be named. I'm sure mine's on that list because they haven't hit me up yet. So don't be with me on Kelly or Heather's bad side. All right. Introduction reading and reference of bills. All right, Senate File 82, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 82, Duties of Registered Agents Amendment, sponsored by Senator Crago.
Thank you. Senator Crago.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I move introduction of Senate File 82, Duties of Registered Agents Amendments. Ask for your favorable consideration. Mr. President, as you well know, this bill pertains to an important issue from our districts up north. As all of the body can see, this bill pertains to information that registered agents are required to know about their customers, the people that own the companies for which they serve as registered agents. Under current law, a registered agent is not required to have much information about the LLC, or any other entity for that matter. This is creating a bit of a problem, as thousands of LLCs are filed annually in Wyoming, and a large majority of them are filed in our county up north, Mr. President. Lots of these companies are filed by people not from Wyoming, which is good and bad. Some are international ventures with less than honest intentions. Unfortunately, many of these companies are choosing to use registered agents in our districts, Mr. President. This is creating all kinds of bad press. It also has people looking to our local law enforcement agencies for solutions. In fact, in the last few years, our police department up there has fielded 251 fraud calls asking for investigations, and our local chamber takes about 5 calls per week regarding this problem. However, there are currently no solutions available, as the registered agents do not necessarily know who the owners of these companies are. This bill aims to fix that problem by creating a know your customer standard for registered agents. I'll tell you, a lot of commercial registered agents in Wyoming already do this. They already know the answer to this question, so it won't affect most of them. There's also exemptions built into the bill for local companies, actual boots on the ground companies in Wyoming. They would not have to comply with this proposed legislation. By passing this, Mr. President, we'll give law enforcement and our Secretary of State some tools to investigate these fly-by-night ventures that are using our current laws as a shield. Thank you, Mr. President. I ask for your favorable consideration on the introductory vote.
Thank you, Senator. Chief Clerk will call the roll. This is a roll call vote. Needs 2/3 to pass.
Introductory roll call, Senate File 82, Anderson. Aye. Barlow. Aye. Boner. Aye. Brennan. Aye. Case. Aye. Cooper. Aye. Crago. Aye. Crum. Aye. Dockstetter. Aye. Driscoll. Aye. French. No. Guru. Aye. Hicks. Aye. Hutchings. Aye. Ide. No. Jones. Aye. Cole. Aye. Landon. Larson. No. Love. Aye. McEwen. No. Nethercott. Olson. Aye. Pappas. Aye. Pearson. Aye. Rothfuss. Aye. Salazar. Aye. Schuler. Aye. Scott. Aye. Steinmetz. Aye. Landon.
Let's see if we can find him real quick. I think he might be off the floor. I guess excused.
Excused. Nethercott.
Excused.
Excused. President Beitman.
Aye.
Aye. Closing vote. Pearson? Aye to no. Closing. Vote closed. Senate File 82, 24 aye, 5 no, 2 excused.
Senate File 82, having received a 2/3 majority vote, is referred to Committee Number 7, Corporations. Senate File 83, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 83, Major Political Parties, State Central Party Voting Members, sponsored by Senator Case.
Thank you. Senator Case.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I would move for the introduction of Senate File 83, Major Political Parties, State Central Party Voting Members. Mr. President, we have a principle for representation in the legislature where all of us have districts which are equal in population. And that's part of the one person, one vote rule. It's required by federal law, it's required by the 14th Amendment, and this is why we have apportionment of the legislature. Our political parties don't have the same requirement, Mr. President. So what that means is our smallest counties have the same representation in their state central committee as our largest counties. Typically, depends how the parties are organized, but it might be that each county would send one committee man and one committee woman along with the chairman of the county party, and that would constitute the state central committee. Each of those people from the largest county, which might be Laramie County, Mr. President, to the smallest county, which might be Niobrara, have the exact same weight in party decisions. This bill says, hey, you at least have to think about the fact that bigger parties or bigger counties have more members of your party than smaller ones. And the issues facing urban areas and rural areas, they're different. They all deserve representation. But Mr. President, they don't deserve unfairly proportioned representation. They deserve representation based on the number of registered voters of that party in the county. So that's what this bill does. It says you have to figure out a voting system that weights votes by the number of people in the number of members of your party in the county that it comes from. They could do it by having more delegates. They could do it by having proportional voting. I don't care. But they have to think about the fact that, for example, a county that might have more members of their party than all the other counties put together should have the ability for the grassroots, the very grassroots, to have equal representation in party manners at the state level. That's what the bill does. I ask for your favorable consideration.
Thank you, Senator. Chief Clerk will please call the roll.
Senate File 83, introduction roll call. Anderson? Aye. Aye. Barlow? No. Boner? No. No. Brennan? No. No. Case? Aye. Aye. Cooper? No. Crago? No. No. Crum? Aye. Dockstetter? No. No. Driscoll? No. No. French? No. No. Guru? No. Hicks? No. No. Hutchings? No. Ide? No. No. Jones? No. Kolb? Aye. Aye. Landon excused. Larson? No. No. Love? No. No. McEwen? No. No. Nethercott? No. Olson? No. No. Pappas? No. No. Pearson? No. Rothfuss? Aye. Salazar? No. No. Schuler? Aye. Scott? Aye. Aye. Steinmetz? No. No. President Beitman?
No.
No. Kolb?
Aye now.
Aye to no. Crum? Aye to no. Schuler? Aye to no. Guru? No to aye. Closing vote. Closing. Vote closed. Senate File 83, 5 aye, 25 no, 1 excused.
Senate File 83, having failed to receive a 2/3 majority vote, Senate File 83 has failed introduction. Senate File 86, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 86, Wyoming Property Tax Relief Authority, sponsored by Case.
Senator Case, back to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I would move for the introduction of Senate File 86, Wyoming Property Tax Relief Authority, and ask for your favorable consideration. Mr. President, we have an existing program it's called the Property Tax Deferral Program. And it's a program that can be administered by the counties, whereby someone that's not able to pay their taxes could go to the county assessor and participate in this program. There are some conditions, but in essence, they don't have to pay their taxes, and their taxes are deferred. It's actually deferred interest-free, and the taxes are eventually collected down the road. Most likely, we're talking about elderly people, and most likely, we're talking about paying the taxes when the property is sold. Because the one thing that's true in Wyoming is we have experienced increases in property taxes. But the underlying reason is because the value of our properties have gone up. The trouble is, it's unrealized value. It's not value that you can, use to pay your taxes. But the truth is, it's multiple times the amount that your taxes have gone up. And so it's not about the ability to pay or collect the money. It's about that seeking property tax deferral requires you to go to the government and ask them to forgive your taxes. Fill out a form, indicate your circumstances, and that's the problem. Nobody wants to do that. So nobody's using this program. In fact, counties have gone away from it. What if we allowed the program to be administered by private banks with the bonds to be guaranteed, so that when people have their taxes deferred, they're not really deferred. They get a loan that's underwritten by the state that allows them to pay their taxes. So as far as the county cares, they're getting the taxes paid. They don't have to know the circumstances of the person that's using the authority's authorization to pay their taxes. So they make an application with who they make applications for all the time. They're bankers. The bankers are willing to make the loans because they're underwritten by the state. The counties get paid. Taxes are paid. They don't even have to know that a person qualified for the relief authority. That would change the way this program is used and the way it's administered. Wouldn't cost us any money. All of us are going to get the money back because it's underwritten by the value of the property. And it could be 10 years. But it's okay, we can handle that. It gives people an option where they don't have to go begging to their county assessor and receive authorization from the county commissioners. It's something we should explore, and I would ask for your favorable consideration. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Senate File 86, introduction vote. Anderson? Aye. Aye. Barlow? No. Boner? Aye. Brennan? No. No. Case? Aye. Aye. Cooper? Aye. Aye. Crago? Aye. Aye. Crump? Aye. Dockstetter? Aye. Driscoll? Aye. Aye. French? No. Guru? Aye. Aye. Hicks? No. No. Hutchings? No. Ide? No. No. Jones? No. Cole? No. Landon? Aye. Larson? No. Love? No. McEwen? No. No. Nethercott? Aye. Olson? No. No. Pappas? Aye. Aye. Pearson? No. Rothfuss? Aye. Salazar? No. Schuler? Aye. Scott? No. Steinmetz? No. No. President Beitman?
No.
No. Closing vote. Closing. Vote closed. Senate File 86, 14 aye, 17 no.
Okay. Senate File 86, having failed to receive a 2/3 majority vote, Senate File 86 has failed introduction. Senate File 87, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 87, felony interference with police officer amendment, sponsored by Kolb.
Senator Cole.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move introduction of Senate File 87 and ask for your favorable consideration. I'll take a brief explanation about this bill. I think the inception of this is the idea that we have peace officers, and they do their very best day in and day out to do just that, keep the peace. And in the current state we have in our country in some places, they're being assaulted, hurt, for just doing their job. And that is keeping the peace. I think folks don't realize what that means. It stops other things from happening. So the more things we can do to aid our law enforcement officials in their job, the better we all will be. And I think we have to, it's kind of like a referee. If the referee lets a situation that's out of control, worse things happen. And then more things happen that are even worse than that. This merely says, through a system that we'll have in a court of law, judged by a jury of your peers, where those actions, rise to the level of a felony for hurting a police officer, basically. I think that's really the core issue here. Are we going to protect law enforcement? Are we going to let them do their job and be peacekeepers and give them tools to be able to do that, and the ability to go home at night in one piece like they started? So I would ask for your favorable consideration, Mr. President, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Senator. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Senate File 87, roll call. Anderson? Aye. Barlow? Aye. Boner? Aye. Brennan? Aye. Case? No. Cooper? Aye. Crago? Aye. Crum? Aye. Dockstetter? Aye. Driscoll? Aye. Print? Aye. Guru? No. Hicks? Aye. Hutchings? Aye. Ide? Aye. Jones? Aye. Cole? Aye. Landon? Aye. Larson? Aye. Love? Aye. McEwen? Aye. Nethercott? Aye. Olson? Aye. Pappas? Aye. Pearson? Aye. Rothfuss? No. Salazar? Aye. Schuler? Aye. Scott? Aye. Steinmetz? Aye. President Beitman?
Aye.
Aye. Closing vote. Closing. Vote closed. Senate File 87, 28 aye, 3 no.
Senate File 87, having received a 2/3 majority vote, is referred to Committee Number 1, Judiciary. Senate File 88, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 88, sex offenders, residents near child care facilities, sponsored by Salazar.
Senator Salazar.
Mr. President, I move introduction of Senate File 88, sex offenders, residents near child care facilities, and ask for your favorable consideration. Honorable members, I didn't realize this was allowable. This bill is self-explanatory. No person who is 18 years of age or older who is required to register as a sex offender shall reside within 1,000 feet of the property where a child care facility is located. I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Senate File 88, introduction roll call. Anderson? Aye. Barlow? Barlow? Aye. Boner? Aye. Brennan? No. No. Case? No. No. Cooper? Aye. Aye. Crago? Aye. Crum? Aye. Dockstetter? Aye. Driscoll? Aye. French? Aye. Guru? Aye. Hicks? Aye. Hutchings? Aye. Ide? Aye. Jones? Aye. Cole? Aye. Landon? Aye. Larson? Aye. Love? Aye. McEwen? Aye. Nethercott? Aye. Olson? Aye. Pappas? Aye. Pearson? Aye. Rothbus? No. Salazar? Aye. Schuler? Aye. Scott? Aye. Steinmetz? Aye. President Beitman?
Aye.
Aye. Closing vote. Closing. Vote closed. Senate File 88, 28 aye, 3 no.
Senate File 88, having received a 2/3 majority, is referred to Committee Number 1, Judiciary. Senate File 89, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 89, Local Housing Projects, Tax Exemption Amendments, sponsored by Senator Steinmetz.
Thank you. Senator Steinmetz.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the introduction of Senate File 89, Local Housing Projects, Tax Exemption Amendments, and ask for your favorable consideration. Senate File 89 is a much-needed bill that closes a growing property tax loophole being exploited as low-income housing developments across Wyoming. In too many cases, projects are structured so a public entity holds a tiny token ownership interest, like 0.001%, a sliver on paper, while a private, for-profit developer retains the real control and profits. The result is a privately run apartment complex receiving a public-style tax exemption, while local taxpayers are left carrying the cost. Senate File 89 fixes that by drawing a bright line. The exemption applies only when the property is 100% owned by a municipality or county, or by an entity under the full and complete control of that municipality or county. It also reinforces that the exemption does not apply to any portion of the project used for profit-making enterprise. This also goes to the heart of the policy purpose. Wyoming's Constitution and our values call us to aid the poor, but we are not aiding the poor when the system is designed to enrich wealthy developers instead. Meanwhile, communities still provide roads, police, fire protection, utilities, and schools for families living in these large complexes. Most Wyoming homeowners and businesses pay property taxes to fund those services. Yet under this loophole, the corporate owners, often out of state and sometimes even out of country, can profit while Wyoming citizens subsidize the impacts. Senate File 89 restores integrity and fairness so public benefits serve the people, not corporate balance sheets. I would ask for your favorable consideration of this bill.
Thank you, Senator. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Senate File 89, introduction roll call. Anderson? No. Barlow? Aye. Boner? Aye. Brennan? No. Case? Aye. Cooper? No. Crago? No. Crum? No. Dockstetter? No. Driscoll? No. French? Aye. Garoop? No. Hicks? Aye. Hutchings? Aye. Ide? Aye. Jones? Aye. Cole? Aye. Landon? No. Larson? Aye. Love? Aye. McEwen? Aye. Nethercott? No. Olson? No. Pappas? No. Pearson? Aye. Rothbus? No. Salazar? Aye. Schuler? Aye. Scott? Aye. Steinmetz? Aye. President Beitman?
Aye.
Aye. Closing vote. Closing. Vote closed. Senate File 89, 18 aye, 13 no.
Senate File 89, having failed to receive a 2/3 majority vote, Senate File 89 has failed introduction. Senate File 90, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 90, School Facilities Use Fees, sponsored by Senator Brennan.
Thank you. Senator Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would move Senate File 90 for introduction and ask for your favorable aye vote. Members of the body, our school facilities are public buildings, and we use public dollars to build them. In many communities throughout the state, our school facilities are the only place for our youth who are in special club sports and activities not related to the school. It's the only place for them to practice or hold their events. And yet, we have places in the state where they're trying to charge unreasonable fees that make it impossible for these organizations to be able to help our young students become better athletes in the future. This bill seeks to help these youth clubs and activities to be able to practice in our local school buildings by setting a limit on what school districts can charge these organizations to use our public schools for these activities. So I would just ask that we would get this introduced so that our students can use our public schools built with public dollars to become better athletes and citizens. Thanks. I ask for your favorable aye vote.
Thank you. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Senate File 90, introduction vote. Anderson? Aye. Barlow? Aye. Boner? Aye. Brennan? Aye. Case? Aye. Cooper? Aye. Crago? Aye. Crum? Aye. Dockstetter? Aye. Driscoll? Aye. French? No. Guru? Aye. Hicks? Aye. Hutchings? Aye. Ide? Aye. Jones? Aye. Cole? Aye. Landon? Aye. Larson? Aye. Love? Aye. McEwen? Aye. Nethercott? Aye. Olson? Aye. Pappas? Aye. Pearson? Aye. Rothfuss? Aye. Salazar? Aye. Schuler? Aye. Scott? Aye. Steinmetz? Aye. President Beitman?
Aye.
Aye. Closing vote. Closing. Vote closed. Senate File 90. 30 aye, 1 no.
Senate File 90, having received a 2/3 majority vote, is referred to Committee Number 4, Education. Senate File 91, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 91, Wyoming Energy Project Accountability Act, sponsored by Senator Steinmetz.
Thank you. Senator Steinmetz.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the introduction of Senate File 91, Wyoming Energy Project Accountability Act, and ask for your favorable consideration. Senate File 91 is about transparency, public participation, and protecting Wyoming ratepayers and taxpayers when major energy decisions reshape communities, land use, and electric rates. At its core, this bill recognizes a constitutional reality. The legislature is the people's appropriator. When public dollars, tax incentives, bonding, or other state-backed support are on the table. Senate File 91 requires legislative approval by a bill or resolution devoted solely to that purpose before construction may begin on an industrial-scale generation facility and before the utility serves a large industrial power load that can strain grid reliability and shift costs to existing customers. This keeps Wyoming's siting and permitting process intact while ensuring legislative approval happens early before construction begins, so the public gets a real say and decisions are made in the open. Finally, it prohibits state agencies and political subdivisions from committing state funds to energy projects without legislative approval and basic disclosure of terms, conditions, reporting, and protections against cost shifting. I would ask for your favorable consideration of this bill.
Chief Clerk will please call the roll.
Senate File 91, roll call vote. Anderson? No. Barlow? No. Boner? No. Brennan? No. Case? Aye. Cooper? No. Craigo? No. Crum? No. Dockstetter? No. Driscoll? No. French? Aye. Baru? No. Hicks? Aye. Hutchings? Aye. Ide? Aye. Jones? No. Cole? No. Landon? Aye. Larson? Aye. Love? No. McEwen? Aye. Nethercott? No. Olson? No. Pappas? No. Pearson? Aye. Rothfuss? No. Salazar? Aye. Schuler? Aye. Scott? No. Steinmetz? Aye. President Beitman?
No.
No. Landon, aye to no. Schuler, aye to no. Hicks? Closing vote. Closing. Vote closed. Senate File 91, 10 aye, 21 no.
Senate File 91, having failed to receive a 2/3 majority vote, Senate File 91 has failed introduction. Senator Hicks.
Mr. President, could I have privilege of the floor?
The floor is yours, sir.
Mr. President, members of the body, we have today with us the 7th grade, excuse me, Saratoga Middle School, if we could have them stand up. And they're accompanied today by their teacher, Robin O'Leary. Members of the Senate, could we give a big Go Panthers welcome to the Wyoming Senate?
All right, welcome to the Senate. I thought I saw former Representative Rosie Berger walk by. Is she still up there? Would somebody want to give a privilege? Because I can't see her. Would someone want to stand up and introduce them? Senator Craigo.
Thank you, Mr. President. That is Miss Rosie Berger, former representative from our county. Let's give her a big round of applause.
All right. Welcome to the Senate. Okay, back to work. Senate File 92, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 92, Wyoming False Claims Act, sponsored by Nethercott.
Senator Nethercott.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senators, I move Senate File 92, Wyoming False Claims Act, and ask for your favorable consideration. Senators, as you recall earlier this year, we heard some pretty concerning stories about a state in the middle of the country that's been in the news quite a bit lately concerning significant fraud against the state and federal government. And understanding those concerns and wanting to make sure that that type of fraud doesn't happen here in Wyoming, you have before you the Wyoming False Claims Act, which most states in the country do have, but Wyoming does not, no doubt as a result of our small population and young history. So what this bill does is it provides a civil procedure. This is not a criminal remedy, but rather a civil one that encourages the reporting of fraud against the government, as well as the government taking action against that fraud. So what it does, it makes it illegal to knowingly submit a false or fraudulent claim for payment to the state, use false records or statements to get a claim paid, conspire to commit fraud against the state, or improperly avoid paying money to the state. It requires actual knowledge, Some examples of what a violation could look like can be medical billing, contractor overbilling, individuals trying to receive benefits, businesses underreporting, and it allows private individuals to pursue those claims against those bad actors, and they're able to receive compensation in exchange for that effort to report and pursue that in the event the government doesn't. And what is the penalty to those bad actors who commit fraud or who found liable? They can be subject to up to what's called treble damages or triple damages for the amount that they have been found to defraud the government. That individual who may do the report, known as a whistleblower commonly, can receive up to about 15 to 30% of the recovery, plus possible attorney fees. There's anti-retaliation provisions to protect that employee who did do the whistleblowing. It's very similar to the federal law that's in place for those federal benefits, but Wyoming certainly needs to fill this gap as we understand all the significant federal and state programs that we have here in Wyoming. So with that, I'd urge your favorable consideration. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Chief Clerk will please call the roll.
Senate File 92, introduction vote, Anderson? Aye. Barlow? Aye. Boner? Aye. Brennan? Aye. Case? Aye. Cooper? Aye. Crago? Aye. Crum? Aye. Dockstetter? Aye. Driscoll? Aye. French? Aye. Garou? Aye. Hicks? Aye. Hutchings? Aye. Ide? No. Jones? Aye. Cole? Aye. Landon? Aye. Larson? Aye. Love? Aye. McEwen? Aye. Nethercott? Aye. Olson? Aye. Pappas? Aye. Pearson? Aye. Rothfuss? Aye. Salazar? Aye. Schuler? Aye. Scott? Aye. Steinmetz? Aye. President Beitman?
Aye.
Aye. Closing vote. Closing. Vote closed. Senate File 92, 30 aye, 1 no.
Senate File 92, having received a 2/3 majority vote, is referred to Committee Number 1, Judiciary. Senate File 93, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 93, Shared Custody Amendments, sponsored by Senator Pearson.
Thank you. Senator Pearson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move introduction of SF 93, Senate File 93, Shared Custody Amendments, and ask for your favorable consideration. Fellow Senators, I bring this issue back to you today at the request of pastors and constituents across our state. Imagine a Wyoming child caught in the middle of a painful divorce, scared, confused, and suddenly seeing one parent far less than before. That child doesn't need to lose half their world. They need both parents when both are fit and willing. That is why I rise today to introduce Senate File 93. This common sense bill creates a rebutable presumption of shared custody in temporary orders, the critical early months when families are hurting most. It says courts shall order joint legal and joint physical custody when children spending approximately equal time with each parent, unless the opposing party proves by a preponderance of the evidence that it is not in the child's best interest. Let me be crystal clear. This bill does not weaken child safety. Courts keep every single tool they already have and actually gain a practical, lower evidentiary threshold to protect children from domestic violence, abuse, neglect, or any real risk. Safety always comes first. Wyoming voters agree overwhelmingly. A recent independent poll showed 98% believe it's in the child's best interest to have as much time as possible with each parent. 95% say both parents should have equal rights and responsibilities after separation, and 96% told us They are more likely to support candidates who stand for equal time when both parents are fit. I've heard far too many heartbreaking stories of families torn apart by endless litigation, drained savings, and children caught in the crossfire. Our courts have wide discretion and often order shared parenting anyway. It becomes more the norm than the exception once all evidence is in. But families and children are forced to endure protracted, contentious, and extremely costly battles to get there. I bring this bill focused and narrowed from permanent orders to temporary orders as a suggestion from a fellow senator. This legislation reduces the winner-takes-all fights that drags families through years of expensive litigation. It encourages cooperation instead of conflict. It doesn't put lawyers first, it puts our kids first. Colleagues, let's give Wyoming families a fair start and our children the love of both parents from day one. I respectfully ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Chief Clerk will please call the roll.
Introduction roll call vote, Senate File 93, Anderson? No. Barlow? No. Boner? Aye. Brennan? Aye. Case? No. Cooper? No. Crago? No. Crum? No. Dockstetter? Aye. Driscoll? No. Friend? Aye. Guru? Aye. Hicks? Aye. Hutchings? Aye. Ide? Aye. Jones? No. Cole? Aye. Landon? No. Larson? Aye. Love? Aye. McEwen? Aye. Nethercott? Aye. Olson? No. Pappas? No. Pearson? Aye. Rothfuss? Aye. Salazar? Aye. Schuler? Aye. Scott? No. Steinmetz? Aye. President Beitman?
Aye.
Aye. Closing vote. Closing. Vote closed. Senate File 93, 19 aye, 12 no.
Senate File 93, having failed to receive a 2/3 majority vote, Senate File 93 has failed introduction. Senate File 94, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 94, Governmental Immunity, Road Construction and Maintenance, sponsored by Senator Pearson.
Thank you. Senator Pearson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move introduction of SF 94, Governmental Immunity, Road Construction and Maintenance, and ask for your favorable consideration. Fellow Senators, I bring this bill to you at the request of constituents and an elected official in Southwest Wyoming. I am quoting his comments. No law should restrict a citizen from getting justice from an injury or accident caused by negligence. When a person is harmed due to a known and preventable failure, the ability to seek accountability is not a privilege. It is a fundamental component of liberty and justice. SF 94 is a necessary and measured correction to current governmental immunity provisions that too often shield neglect rather than protect the public. Under existing law, immunity from liability for roadway construction and maintenance has created an environment where delayed action and insufficient upkeep can occur without meaningful consequence. This lack of accountability encourages complacency in maintenance practices, increasing the risk of property damage, serious injury, or even loss of life. SF 94 does not impose unreasonable liability on local governments. Instead, it establishes clear, common-sense standards, notice of a dangerous condition, foreseeability of harm, and failure to take reasonable steps within a reasonable time. These safeguards ensure that liability attaches only when a governmental entity has been made aware of a serious hazard and fails to act responsibly. This is not punitive legislation, it is corrective and preventative. Wyoming citizens rely on safe roads, bridges, sidewalks, and public infrastructure every day. When the government has noticed that a roadway or structure poses a foreseeable danger and does nothing, immunity should not override accountability. Justice should not depend on whether the negligent party happens to be a governmental entity. Support for SF 94 is support for liberty and justice for all, not only when the government decides it is convenient or acceptable. It reinforces the principle that public entities, like private ones, must act reasonably once they are aware of dangerous conditions. Passing this bill promotes safer infrastructure, responsible governance, and restored public trust. I respectfully urge you to vote in favor of SF 94 and affirm Wyoming's commitment to accountability, public safety, and equal access to justice. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Chief Clerk will please call the roll.
Senate File 94, introduction. Anderson? No. Barlow? No. Boner? Aye. Brennan? No. Case? No. Cooper? No. Crago? No. Crum? No. Dockstetter? No. Driscoll? No. French? Aye. Guru? No. Hicks? No. Hutchings? Aye. Ide? Aye. Jones? No. Cole? No. Landon? No. Larson? Aye. Love? Aye. McEwen? Aye. Nethercott? No. Olson? No. Pappas? No. Pearson? Aye. Rothfuss? No. Salazar? Aye. Schuler? No. Scott? No. Steinmetz? Aye. President Beitman?
Aye.
Aye. Closing vote. Closing. Vote closed. Senate File 94, 11 ayes, 20 no.
Senate File 94, having failed to receive a 2/3 majority vote, Senate File 94 has failed to introduction. Senate File 95, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 95, drivers and motor vehicle services, third-party providers, sponsored by Senator Pappas.
Thank you. Senator Pappas, to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate File 95, drivers and motor vehicle services, third-party providers, and ask for your favorable consideration. This bill is a bill that will, I believe, help our situation with the DMV and the services that are provided to our constituents. This bill would allow third parties to offer registration and Department of Motor Vehicle Services to the members of the third party and the community at large, okay, to everyone. Driver services are registrations, driver's license, driver's tests, things like that. This bill will not touch e-titling or titling, okay? That's not part of this bill. We see that at least many of my constituents have always complained about the long lines and the long waits. Well, there are third parties out there that are available to provide these services at no charge. It's happened now in many other states. Many other states are getting on board. I think there's about 17 of them now. I know the state just to the west of us is allowing third parties to do that, and they have seen an annual salary deferral of just over $500,000, plus the cost of the IT equipment that if we would increase FTEs at the DMV, we would have to have more salaries and more IT equipment. The state just north of us has estimated about a $700,000 annual savings in both salary deferral and IT equipment. So this is a very common practice in our surrounding states and, as I said, other states. This would, I believe, provide a cost savings to us here in Wyoming, plus be able to provide an option for our constituents to either go to the driver services or go to a third party. And so the language is a may and not a shall, so it does not force any county to participate if they don't want to. This may make sense for larger counties, and then smaller counties may decide, it doesn't make sense for them. It would be administered by the Wyoming Highway Department, by the Wyoming Department of Transportation. They will provide rules and regulations, and they would provide training and bonding of this third-party organizations. I believe this will reduce wait times and workload and save the state ultimately FTEs. So I urge your favorable consideration.
Thank you, Senator. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Senate File 95, introduction roll call. Anderson? Aye. Aye. Barlow? No. Boner? Aye. Brennan? Aye. Case? Aye. Cooper? Aye. Crago? Aye. Crum? Aye. Dockstader? Aye. Driscoll? Aye. French? No. Grew? Hicks? Aye. Hutchings? Aye. Ide? No. Jones? Aye. Kolb? Aye. Landon? Guru? Aye. Larson? Landon? Aye. Larson? Aye. Love? Aye. McEwen? No. Nethercott? Aye. Olson? Aye. Pappas? Aye. Pearson? Aye. Rothfuss? Aye. Salazar? Aye. Schuler? Aye. Scott? Aye. Steinmetz? Aye. President Beitman?
Aye.
Aye. Barlow, no to aye. Closing vote. Closing vote closed. Senate File 95, 28 aye, 3 no.
Senate File 95, having received a 2/3 majority vote, is referred to Committee Number 8, Transportation. Senate File 96, first reading of the bill. Oh, I'm so sorry. Senator Barlow, I promised you a privilege of the floor. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, Mr. President, you introduced Rosie Berger earlier, former colleague of mine and several of us in this room. But she's here because she's traveling with Leadership Wyoming. And so if the members of the Senate would welcome Leadership Wyoming 2025 to the Wyoming Senate, please. Mr. President, that's half the class, so I'll do it again later, just to get the rest of them. Thank you.
Well, welcome half the class. I can't see you, but I'm sure you're looking great back there. Okay. Senate File 96, first reading of the bill.
Senate File 96, Tobacco Sales and Taxation, sponsored by Senator Pappas.
Thank you. Back to you, Senator Pappas.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate File 96, Tobacco and Sales Taxation. This is another good little bill that I think will be good for our local providers of tobacco. I've had many folks who own tobacco sales shops in Wyoming tell me about how unfair it is because of the remote sellers. So this bill is an attempt to rectify that situation. So this imposes an excise tax for remote sellers. Right now, we have online ability to tax online sales. But the statute is quiet. It doesn't say anything about remote sellers, and the difference is remote sellers could be mail, fax, telephone, anything that's not online. So those folks are evading the excise tax that the state charges. So this imposes a tax on remote sellers. Second of all, what it does, it's bringing some fairness in the taxation. Cigars are the only tobacco product that's exempt from the PACT Act, Prevent All Cigarette Trafficking Act. They are, that act restricts cigarettes and other nicotine products from being transported through the mail. But cigars are available through the mail. And so by setting a tax cap, we essentially will be able to get some parity with online sellers. The issue about the cap is that there are several taxes and tariffs on tobacco. And cigarettes, moist snuff, all of that is based on volume. 3 cents a cigarette is what we tax for cigarettes, 60 cents for snuff. But so cigars are taxed on their value. So if you have a good cigar, you're being, the producer, the consumer is being taxed way more. So the federal excise tax is 52%. But it's capped at 40 cents a cigar. Our state tax is 20%, but we don't cap it. Many states, there have been I believe 18 states currently that have changed this law and have capped it to bring parity to, or not parity, but to be to bring some sense into the taxation and not overtax them, because they're paying sales tax, local and state sales tax. They're paying 10 to 18% tariffs, federal tariffs. They're paying the federal excise tax, and now we have been imposing 20% tax on state excise tax. So all this is doing is capping it at 30 cents a cigar. States are going anywhere from 20 to 50%, 50 cents.
Senator, you're out of time.
We decided 30. So I ask your favorable consideration on this tax bill.
Thank you. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Senate File 96, introduction vote. Anderson? Aye. Aye. Barlow? Aye. Boner? Aye. Brennan? Aye. Case? No. Cooper? Aye. Crago? Aye. Crum? Aye. Dockstetter? Aye. Driscoll? Aye. Brent? Aye. Guru? Aye. Hicks? Aye. Hutchings? No. Ide? No. Jones? Aye. Cole? Aye. Landon? Aye. Larson? Aye. Love? Aye. McEwen? No. Nethercott? Aye. Olson? Aye. Pappas? Aye. Pearson? No. Rothfuss? No. Salazar? No. Schuler? Aye. Scott? No. Steinmetz? No. President Beitman?
Aye.
Aye. Closing vote? Closing. Vote closed. Senate File 96, 22 aye, 9 no.
Senate File 96, having received 2/3 majority vote, is referred to Committee Number 3, Revenue. Madam Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. President, I move that we stand recessed until 2 p.m.
Thank you. Are there any announcements? Let's go to Senator Anderson. My favorite committee has some news for me.
Mr. President, your favorite committee, Minerals, will meet today at noon at recess about 12:30 in room W4 and online. We'll hear bill numbers SJ 001, State Management Federal Mineral Leases, and SF 17 Good Neighbor Authority amendments. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Landon.
Mr. President, thank you. Your Travel, Recreation, and Wildlife Cultural Resources Committee will meet tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Downstairs in W4. And Mr. President, we will take a report from the Wyoming Outdoor Recreation and Tourism Trust Fund Board to start the meeting, but then we will take up Senate File 25, landowner license limits on limited quota hunt areas, Senate File 27, leashed dogs for tracking black bear, and if time permits, Senate File 43, Conservation District Supervisor Contracting. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Senator Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your Senate Committee number, I believe we're 10, Labor, Health, and Social Services, will meet this afternoon at 12:10 to hear Senate File 4, Medicaid Increased EMS Services, Senate File 5, Hospital Bankruptcy Proceedings, and Senate File 6, if time allows, for eligibility for Medicaid criteria.
Thank you, Senator. Senator McEwen.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your Revenue Committee will meet at 12:15 today to discuss Senate File 39, Long-Term Homeowner Tax Exemption, Sunset Repeal, Senate File 79, Sales and Use Tax Reorganization, and Senate File 80, Department of Revenue Electronic Communications. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Senator Salazar.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Senate Appropriations meeting will start at 12:15 in room E202. We'll be taking up Senate File 12, Wyoming National Guard Reenlistment Bonus Program. Senate File 13, Wyoming National Guard Member Referral Amendments. Senate File 52, 2026 Large Project Funding. Senate File 69, Waste and Stormwater Infrastructure Study. And Senate File 70, Omnibus Water Bill Construction. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Any further announcements? Okay, you've all heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. Senate will stand at recess until 2 p.m.